Hey everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azrael's Gaming. So we're going to hop into a new game today. We're going to play Tavern Talk. And I did play the demo for this. I mean, if you were just curious and wanted to see the demo, if you haven't, you can. But, I'm going to play the full game. So, I did play other demos with it. So if you wanted to go back and watch those as well. But this was probably, next to the operator, was by far my favorite demo that I played. So the minute I got the notification that this was available, I was playing it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay.
Once upon a time,
Ooh,
in a world
it's got an
far,
intro.
far away, in a realm ruled by dragons and magic. Well, actually, it was this land specifically. Not that far away. Let me start over. Once upon a time, somewhere in Gaia, not that far away, there was a tavern. My tavern. A place for anyone looking for an adventure or a quick refreshment. A place open to everybody. Even jackdaws, I suppose. But I'm not just your typical innkeeper. My drinks are infused with magic to aid ambitious adventurers on their quests. To make sure they always return victorious. Big shoes to fill, I know. Then again, what's the worst that could happen?
That was that Fable? I think that was Fable that just walked by. I'm pretty sure Fable's kind of like a reoccurring customer. Hi, Innkeep. How's it going? All fine and dandy. Now, I do want to pause and say something. I'm curious because it lets you pick your pronouns in the beginning because I am a she, her, so I pick she, her. I'm wondering if like you did, anything different like they, them, or he, him. If it would have changed the narrator's voice. I'm very curious. So if you played this, and you picked one of those, or, let me know. Is it the same narrator, or is it, different? I would assume it would be different, but I'm just kind of curious. So, can't complain. How about you, Fable? All fine and dandy? Yes, all fine and dandy. I had such an exciting day. Really, really exciting. Did you go on an adventure? Even better. I took a walk around the grove and then I replanted a mushroom that had fallen over. So this is the part of the demo that we did play. So it's going to probably sound a little familiar, but we got a different opening there, which was really neat. I was not expecting that. Then I patiently waited for it to turn into a mushroom monster or a mushroom mimic. Maybe a gnome? Did it? No, but I got to take another walk around the grove. How was it? Great. I got to see the same stones, the same trees, the same Anrithium Hydra guarding the entrance to Avalon, the same moss. I even got to water the asters. They didn't really need it, but I was there, so it sounds very exciting. Who am I kidding? My life is exciting as a roasted nut. Nuts are healthy, very thrilling in sauces or a snack. There are various types of nuts, walnuts, peanuts, hazelnuts. I'm allergic. Oh. I didn't know that. Oh, no worries. I mean, I never told you. And hey, at least something would happen if I ate a nut, just not something very fun. Anaphylactic shock and all that. Does that count as an adventure? No, I think that counts as a mistake. So what you're saying is that you're missing some spice. Oh, no. I have a very sensitive stomach. I don't think chills would help me much. Or chilies. I said chills. Yeah, chilies or chills are not going to help you very much. Though I'm very good at growing phoenix chilies. I was talking about the spice in your life. Oh, that's what you meant. Well, yes. Yes, exactly. That's it. There's no chili flakes, no garlic, no dragons. Just a lot of salt. I'm like a bland soup. So a classic case of boredom, I see. Do you know that feeling when nothing exciting is going on in your life? Like life isn't bad, but also not particularly fun? Okay, so have you tried visiting a circus? Have you tried adding some zest to your soup? So I'm going to pick the same choices that I did the last time around. Huh? Drama, buzz, excitement, something fiery. Go to the theater or a gala. Arrive in a hot air balloon. A hot air balloon? Don't they fly up really high? Yes, I think that's the point. I'm afraid of heights, and of people, and of actors. But apart from that, I'm trying. I tried singing, but what is singing if not telling of a tale? How can I sing of things if I've never lived through anything? What do you mean? Well, day in, day out, I lived in the same green soup of routines. Sure, I have my forest and I look after it, but I want to get out there and see something. Like, for example, listen to this song I started writing. I wish to be a hero slaying mighty drakes. I wish to meet a pretty nymph resting by the lakes. A pretty nymph? That's pretty daring. That sounds like a good song opening to me. Oh, really? You think so? Well, perhaps it has a nice flow to it. But nothing actually happens in it because all I do is sit around and wish for things to happen. I don't even know what nymphs do. I've never met one. Taxes, maybe? No, I don't think so. I would love to sing about the exciting and magical things I encounter. But to be honest, the most exciting thing in my life is coming to your tavern and discovering new drinks. Not a lot of songs you can write about that. I wouldn't mind a jingle. I'll think of one. Can I mention nymphs? I'd prefer if you didn't. Okay, maybe one day I'll get to offer them their own jingle. In the meantime, can I offer you a drink? Yes, I'd love a drink. The usual? Yes, please. That means a swift strike, in case you forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Fable. It's my favorite. It always makes me feel like a feather-light nymph floating on the waves of a sunny lake. Do you want to be with a nymph or be the nymph? Both? But mostly I want a swift strike. Message received. Although, I was wondering, I've been coming to your tavern for so long and I still don't know anything about how you make your drinks. Could you show me? Yes. Okay, now I don't need the tutorial, so I'm going to say no. And we'll also figure out what happens when we say that. I'm sorry, but I took an oath to take the secrets of mixology to my grave. Really? No, but I do value my secret recipes. I understand. I guess I'll just have to try and recreate the Swift Strike from memory alone. Good luck with that one. I shall make you a proper one for reference. Okay, so I do remember how to do this. We have to select the book, and we pick the recipe, because the recipe is Swift Strike, which is this one, so it's mostly the winged look. So we draw the recipe, and we have to get all the way up here with the Swift, which is, what's that one called? Dexterity. You'd think I would know that. I'm big into fantasy games and D&D and stuff like that. You'd think I would know that. So the sword is strength, crown is charisma, dexterity is the wing, intelligence is the brain, and defense is the shield. Okay. So we need at least one in the shield, and we're going to watch it on this little circle here. And also, if you mess up, you can feed it to Ando. Use Ando for the first time. And I got the achievement, but I didn't pour it in his mouth, so that's funny. And then we need a little bit of intelligence. And then the rest goes to this. And if we get it right, Ando lets us know, and we know it's a Swift Strike, and we ding the bell. Okay, so achievement, and make your first drink. Here you go. Enjoy. Thank you. This is exactly what I needed. These adventures you dream of, aren't you scared they'd be the end of you? Maybe, but how would I know if I never try? Do you actually want to try? Well, yes, I want to tell great stories, but what? Never mind. I'm liking this dude. How can I help you? Because this just screams rogue to me, and I always play a rogue when I do anything fantasy. A drink. For you? Right. What kind? Drinkable. Very specific, thank you. How about a spoken heart? Some charisma couldn't hurt. Sure, whatever. Okay, so we are doing the spoken heart. Okay, draw the recipe. Okay, so we have a little defense. Okay. We have some strength. Did that count all the way down there? I think it did. Oh, we'll find out. And then a whole lot of charisma. Spoken heart. This should be digestible. Maybe even tasty. Thanks. Almost washes away the memories of that banshee haunting the loathsome lagoon at night. And her bone-shattering song of sorrow. Almost. Okay, so we got a rumor, which those we can put together and create quests. If you have, if you saw the demo, they'll explain that later. I will go ahead, and I think there's a tutorial with that one, so I will choose that one so you all can see how it's done. So, all right. The brooding type, I see. What are you thinking about, Fable? Just dreams. Yours or someone else's? Mine. Other people seem to have the courage to follow theirs. Why can't I be like that? Isn't that up to you? I wish it was. My brother says my dreams are a fool's errand, that I'm running away from being where I belong. We are rangers, Fable. We belong to the woods, like the stream that ripples down the mountain. Or the birds in the trees. We keep the balance. It's what we're meant to do. And is that what you want to do? Yes. No. Not really. I want to experience things outside the safe borders of the forest. I want to live a life so full of adventure, boredom will feel like bliss. I want to be brave and strong. And I want to sing songs about my adventures that make people yearn for that freedom. Of course, I could never leave the Ashen Grove behind forever. It's my home. But there's nothing wrong with going away from the time to time, right? I mean, my brother looks after the Grove, as well as my sisters. I think he'd be fine without me. Then you should do what your heart desires. Let's stop aching, then? I think so, yes. What if it's wrong to leave them, though? What if destiny never meant for me to leave? What if it did? That would be a dream come true. Be your own genie, Fable. Your adventures start with you. Thank you, Innkeeper. You really are the most exciting part of my day. Okay, now we have night service. Greetings, traveler. How may I help you? You own this establishment, Innkeep? Last time I checked. With whom do I have the pleasure? The name's Carlin. You can call me Care or Lynn. Couldn't care less. Nice to meet you, Lynn. What can I do for you? Perhaps something to drink? You did the thing with the quest, right? So they say. Do you want one? You can have a look at my notice board. No. No quest for me, but I may have one for you, or your notice board. Tell me more. Heard of a werewolf making trouble up in, I don't know if I pronounced this right. Tigran? I think that's how it's pronounced. Terrorizing farmers, tearing sheep apart, the whole program. A werewolf? That's news to me. Listen to me. Didn't see one in almost a decade, and that was far south in Ereve. Been wondering if it's the same thing, if it's the same one just moving up, like a nomad. I thought the werewolf hype died along with that one romance novel. You mean the one with the vampires? Think so. No, that just split society into two camps, Team Werewolf or Team Vampire. Which one are you in, Keep? Team Vampire, Team Werewolf? Well, I am 110% Team Vampire. So you're into the fangs, are you? I didn't keep never tells. You little rascal, I like you. Likewise, what about you? Vampires. Why? The wolves are too close to my kin, and yeah, I'd rather stay away from them. Is that why you don't want to take care of the werewolf yourself? Yes. No. I'm just afraid he might look a little too much like Uncle Dragon. Why feel bad about slaying that fellow? Would feel bad about slaying that fellow. You know, hunchback, hairy, crooked teeth. Is that a werewolf or just Uncle Dragon? You can't tell. The same fate befell Aunt Olga. I'm sorry to hear that. Nah, that hag had it coming. Never fall behind your grooming schedule, or before you know it, the next wannabe Van Helsing will strike you down with a silver arrow. Do the Van Helsings also hunt werewolves? Don't know. Don't care enough to check. Either way, that's Southern Werewolf, yeah? Right. Anything else that might help others get done with it rather swiftly? Fetch. Pardon me? Should they get into a dangerous situation, they'll just have to start playing fetch. That works. On any dog, trust me. Good to know. Thanks, Car. Lynn. It's not that hard. Either Carlin, Car, or Lynn. Gotcha, Lynn. Gotcha, Carlin. Gotcha, Car. We'll go with Car. Alright, Chief. You got a name, or is it just Innkeep? Just Innkeep for now. Playing hard to get, I see. Well, Innkeep, then before I venture on, you've got a drink for me? Of course. What would you like? I'll take something powerful, something with a whole lot of strength. And don't you dare give me any of that watered-down muck instead. Okay, a drink with a lot of strength. So we have the Frosted Lagoon, that's defense. We know it's not Swift Strike, and we know it's not Spoken Heart. Southern Brawl or Sparkling Nebula. So we want the Southern Brawler. Okay, so we have a little bit of defense. A little bit of charisma. And then a whole lot of strength. Order up. A drink with 0 water as requested. Not bad. Just what I was craving. Thanks. Where will you head from here? Haps back west through the Ashen Grove. Got some business to take care of. What kind of business? Personal business. Care to elaborate? No. But you won't stop asking until I do, will you? No. My cousin claims her crops are being stolen by undead snails. Obviously, I'm pretty sure she's hallucinating. But I did hear some folk complaining about an undead uptick in the west, so might as well humor her. And make sure she hasn't turned into an undead snail herself. Something like that, yeah. It's odd, ain't it? Resurrecting the dead. It's certainly unconventional. That's one way to put it. I think there's not much use digging up the past. It's just going to open wounds you stapled out. Or eat your face. The past hunts everyone willing to listen. Would you mind talking like a normal person? I ain't exactly up for philosophizing. You started this conversation, and I'm ending it. Alright, well, then. If you find any more rumors from me or need aid, don't shy away from coming back. I'm more of a lone wolf, don't do groups. But sure, for more work, I'll be back. I'll be waiting. Speaking of rumors, you know how to turn them into proper quests, right? Don't want them to go to waste. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the tutorial of this so you can see how it's done. Drink, I went ahead and gave you the tutorial because it's, it's just easier. And this is honestly easy as well. But just in case they don't give me the chance to put the quests together, I thought I would just go ahead and do it with you guys. Okay, so fine, I guess I've got a few minutes. Let me see your setup. This is where I sort the rumors I've collected. I also keep them written down in my journal so I don't forget. Smart. Think the best next step would be sorting the matching snippets on your quest page. Just drag them over and make sure they're all from the same quest. Otherwise, you'll end up confusing the adventurers. Once you're done, select that quill of yours and it'll be written up. Got it? Got it. Thank you for your help, Care. Put it on my tab. That's not how that works. Good night to you too. Alright then, let's assemble this quest. Okay, so we want the werewolf one, so we got the werewolf secrets. Werewolf's secret weakness is playing fetch. Apparently no dog can resist the urge to run after a stick. We have this one. The werewolf previously has been seen in Orve, a southern town, a nomad, or do they have a goal in mind? And there's another one here. The Vulcan, Carolyn, told me about a werewolf who's roaming around Terragrin, a potential threat to villagers. Okay, so we got the achievement Onwards. Combine rumors to create your first quest. So a werewolf on detours. Resistant Volican passed by the Wayfarers Inn, reporting a werewolf making their way up to Tagarin from Ereve. They pose a potential threat to both helpless sheep and the villagers. Apparently, werewolves love playing fetch. Are you brave enough to take on this quest and save Tagarin from this werewolf mayhem? Innkeep. Okay, and then these two we can't do anything on, I don't think. Or possibly we might be able to. But I think one's about the banshee and the other one's about the snails, so I don't think those go together. Okay, so we feed our little guy, clean up, and then blow out the candles. Okay, so Act 1, The Wayfarers Inn, 2, Prelude to Bravery, 58th of the Wake. So we're going to start a new day. Quest taken. What do you have there, Fable? I found this on your notice board. It says a werewolf is terrorizing Tagarin. Is that true? It is indeed. Have you seen anyone after it yet? Maybe that hooded guy from yesterday? Not yet. What kind of hero are you, looking for? One who knows their way around difficult terrain, woods even, preferably one who is good with a bow. One who tells me they want the quest. Ah, I'm good with a bow. Yes, Fable. And I know my way around any woods. I know, Fable. And maybe I want the quest. Just maybe. No, not just maybe. Since yesterday, all I've been able to think about is you telling me to follow my heart. And then I stepped into your tavern and the quest practically jumps out at me and I think, hey, there's a start for adventure. It's near a forest. You know forest. You live in the forest. And werewolves are basically just normal wolves, but slightly scarier because they are also human. But you've talked to humans before. And you got silver arrows for your birthday last year, and they're just collecting dust in your room. And I thought I could ask you if anyone had taken it yet. And then? I didn't think that far ahead. I see. Or rather I did, but then I thought, what if I take the quest? Then I have to go on the quest. And I have to fight the werewolf or talk to the werewolf, which is worse. Because if the werewolf doesn't like me, and because what if the werewolf doesn't like me, and what if when I try to shoot it with my silver arrow, I miss and shoot a tree instead, and then the tree would be mad at me, but it wouldn't matter because I'd be dead because of the werewolf. That took a quick turn. So maybe I should put the quest back. Fable? Yes. Do you want me to tell you to take the quest? Maybe. I can't make this decision for you. Neither can I. Whether I have to make a difficult decision, it's like I freeze in place. And suddenly I'm unable to move until someone makes the decision for me. Like a slime. A frozen slime. A frozen slime that can't move. I've met slimes less anxious than you. You've met slimes? My tavern is open to everyone. Oh, right. What do slimes drink? Water. More slime. Bones. You sell bones? Only to slimes. Ah. Maybe you'll be able to add my bones to your menu soon. You just have to pick them up from the forest floor. I think I'd have a hard time convincing a werewolf to give up free bones. Why are you so anxious, Fable? In general? I think answering that would take up more time than we have to spare. About taking the quest. It seems to me that you want to take it, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it instead. Oh. Well, I do want to go on that quest. Werewolves may not be the best muses. But it would make a good start for a song, right? The prelude of an epic. Fable, the protector of the woods. The world. The worms. The worms? They seem like they need protecting. But every time I think about embarking on a quest, and I start to think more deeply about what might happen, all my bones start to shake and I feel dizzy. Is there something making you feel like you might fail? Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf? We don't know what it's thirsty for. It might prefer orange juice. It might. Well, Heroes have history, right? Great feats they can look back on to prove their bravery. Inspirational adventures that remind them of the light and the dark. I have the opposite of that. Great mistake and epic regrets. Like the Mari Morgan incident. Or my first encounter with the Amaranthine Hydra. Or the reason why nobody wants to spend time with me. Okay, so let's ask about the Hydra. Well, just a day after I arrived to guard the portal to the Dream Plane Avalon, I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I brought it some homemade biscuits. I burned them a little in the oven. But I thought since it has fire breath, it wouldn't mind. So I approached the Amaranthine Hydra, and I have this whole speech prepared about how I'm looking forward to having it around, and how its green scales match my hat. But it was so tall and intimidating, I forgot all about what I wanted to say. So I just set down the biscuits and smiled awkwardly. It looked at my biscuits and then at me, and it said, "By the rivers of the stars stands a man who reads the firmament's past. Some things are sturdy as the gilded ice. Some things are changing as Leviathan sea. All chimeras hate mice. All hydras love tea." I thought to myself, wow, the Amaranthine Hydra has given me a riddle. A quest. Maybe this shall be my first adventure. But I couldn't figure out the answer, so I left. And I tried to solve the riddle for 3 days. I was too ashamed to step foot in front of it again, lest it know that I was not worthy of its wisdom. But then I couldn't take it anymore, and I ran back, apologized, and begged for it to answer. Turns out, that's just how it speaks. It wanted tea. Did you get it some? Yes. Then you completed its quest. 3 days late. If it had needed an antidote, it would have died. Would-haves are about as useful as an antidote when you haven't been poisoned. They change nothing. I suppose you have a point. Okay, the Mari Morgan incident. Yes, the Mari Morgan incident. Didn't you hear about that? Oh, thank Gaia, word didn't get around. It was my very first adventure, the chance to finally escape from the daily grind. What happened? An adventuring party was on their way passing through the Ashen Grove. Due to Selvan spirits, it gets fairly foggy at night, and the fog bears great danger to anyone who isn't acquainted with the spirits called home. So they wanted guidance from a local ranger. A merchant up in Tegarin recommended me. I agreed to help, of course, my first adventure. Yay! And no riddles to get confused about either. I was so excited, but also very, very nervous. So, of course, it had to go wrong. I think it was the nerves. Why were you so nervous? New people, seasoned adventurers, one stronger than the next, all in shining armor and armed to the teeth. I wanted to leave a good impression, but my bad luck got in the way. How did it turn wrong? I felt their condescending glares on my back as I walked them through the woods. Of course, I didn't know whether they actually glared, but my fear got a hold of me and I led them astray. I must have blacked out. I never got lost in the woods before, but this time I did. I couldn't see well, there was blood rushing in my ears, and I felt dizzy. So for some stupid reason, I led them along a path no one should ever take. Past the riverbanks of the Shivermere, home to the Mari Morgan. You know of the Mari Morgan, yes? The wrathful spirit that's known to drown men? Not sure if she really differentiates between genders, though. For some stupid reason, I led them right into her arms. I got scared, and in the end, they had to save me. They fought the creature, and we finally found a way out when dawn broke. And the fog ebbed away. I couldn't look at them for the rest of the journey, and I silently bid my farewells when we reached the other side of the Ashen Grove. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm sure I'm still the laughingstock of every one of their gatherings. How am I ever supposed to set feet in the adventuring world again? To be fair, it could have been worse. I could have led them right into the arms of the wyvern chimera that resides in the Quag Mangrove. They say it has a taste for adventurers, but you didn't. But I didn't. Okay, so why does no one want to spend time with you? Because I'm unlucky. I'm unlucky, and whenever good things are supposed to happen, I ruin them. No matter how easy things might be, nothing seems easy enough for me. Imagine there's one nail sticking out in the whole kingdom. Everyone would pass by it except for me. I'd get caught on it and rip my coat. Did that happen once? Once? I wish it had just been once. It seems like my life only follows the path that's the most embarrassing. Or dangerous. Or dangerously embarrassing. The curse of ill luck follows me wherever I go, like an adventuring companion who secretly wants to kill you. No one wants to hang out with someone who naturally attracts bad things. You're too harsh on yourself, Fable. Am I? See, just last week I wanted to gather fresh flowers. The daffodils are blooming and they make for a nice bouquet, you know? Or hair accessories. They always calm my anxiety when I have them around. But me being me, I confuse them with their evil twin, the weeping amaryllis. Now guess what I spent the whole day afterwards doing? Weeping. Like a baby, all day long. When I plucked them, they released their spores and I started crying. I suddenly felt all the sadness of the world rush over me. I've never been so heartbroken. I'm sorry, that sounds horrible, Fable. It was. Between the tears and the sobs, I managed to make a tincture out of hogweed. It eased the pain, but the tears wouldn't stop until dawn. I'm so silly sometimes. There's nothing wrong with picking flowers. There is if they're the wrong flowers. Imagine if I had offered them to the adventurers, or even worse, the Hydra. That would have been so embarrassing. I don't think gifting others flowers to make them a little happier is embarrassing. And it would have made for a good story to laugh about together. I don't think they would have laughed about it with me. More at me. Maybe they would laugh with you if you chose not to run away. You seem to assign a cruel sense of humor to people that haven't actually shown you such a thing. Not everyone thinks about you the way you think about yourself. That would be nice. Innkeeper? Yes? Do you like spending time with me? Yes, Fable, I do. Or, no, not really. I do want to say that just to see what Fable do. But I would 100% say yes, Fable, I do. Really? Of course. Seeing your face in my tavern brightens even the cloudiest of days. Please never stop coming around. I won't. You make me feel a lot less alone. Thank you. That's because you're not alone. Not as long as my tavern and I are here. You better not go anywhere. Not planning on it. Anyhow. You seem to be very insecure. I think that's the biggest problem here. But how can I not be when everything I touch falls apart? You know that isn't true. You're right. I'm a great gardener. Everything grows around me, but I seem to just get smaller. Except zucchinis. I can't figure out how to grow those. So in a way, I'm like a zucchini. I'm insecure because I don't know what I'm capable of. You'll have to find that out then. Like, on a quest? For example, don't you think I'm a little underleveled? Do you think that will change by sitting around? I guess not. Someone has to help those people, right? What if I don't and then no one else comes around? What if I'm the only chance they got? But what if I'm not? What if there's someone better? The best thing you can do is try to help them. So what if another adventurer swings by and they're able to make the situation better? Isn't that a good thing? 4 hands are better than 2, and who knows, you might even end up forming a party. Oh. And besides, if it's a perfect hero they want, they'll be waiting forever. I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I shouldn't decide to give up before I even try. After all, I am a fast runner, so if I screw up, I can just run away real quick. That's the spirit. Okay, I, Fable, a great gardener and future hero, charmer of nymphs, am going to embark on this quest and save the villagers. And I shall return victorious. Did I do it right? Yes, good job. I leave the quest in your capable hands, brave adventurer. Would you like a drink to aid you on your journey? Yes. Do you have something that can make me more nimble and quiet so that the werewolf won't see me coming? Something with a lot of dexterity? If I want to fight it, I'm going to need that surprise round advantage. Or maybe something that can help me with diplomacy. Perhaps it's just a hungry, lost lichen after all, and it only needs a pep talk and a hug. Maybe we could even be friends. But I would need something with a lot of charisma for that. I'll leave the choice up to you. Just make sure you don't pick a random recipe. Please keep it in one of the abilities I asked for. Remember, your choice can influence my fate. It could change the entire outcome of this quest. But of course, I'm sure you're already aware of that. Sorry for backseat mixing. Okay, so now when I did the demo, I went for the charisma one. So I did a spoken heart because I was kind of curious that maybe the quest can be beaten with really good charisma. So I'm going to stick with that choice, whether it's a good one or a bad one. I'm going to stick with it. Okay, so we're going to do a spoken heart. We need some defense. A little strength. And then a whole lot of charisma. should do it. Thank you. I feel much better. Braver, but farming. No, wait, that sounds like I'm tending to a farm. There are a lot of farmers in Tegrian, and I'm going to protect them all. Or talk to them until they feel better. I'm sure they could use that too. I just hope I don't have to fight anyone. No, I'll be okay. Because of your help, I'll be able to talk myself out of any situation. Thank you again. I think this drink gave me the courage I need to get started. You got this, Fable. I'll try. Have some faith in yourself. Okay, I got this. Much better? Oh, I almost forgot. I was thinking about how much your words helped me yesterday, and how I'd like to thank you properly if I ever did end up taking a quest, so? I brought you some phoenix chilies from my garden. They seem like something you might enjoy. They possess natural magical properties. If you plant them in the right soil, they can grow to be fire resistant. And consumption can pass that on to mortals like us. Exactly. I thought they might go well with your drinks. They will. Thank you, Fable. That's a very thoughtful gift. Since I'm waiting for another shipment of infusions in a few days, I'll take a look at them all together later. Of course. I'm glad you like them. Maybe I'll order a drink with them sometime. But first I have to complete my quest. I'll see you post-victory. I hope Fable will be alright. I wonder what path their fate took. Maybe a zesty one? I hope I was able to help. It's him again. You again. Okay, and I think that's where the demo ended. And so this is all new to me, just like it's going to be new to you. So I'm curious to see who else we're going to get in our tavern. Okay, me again. And who are you? Someone who wants a drink. What kind? Drink. Yes, I get it. Could you try being more specific? That Spoken Heart one tasted fine. Thank you. Okay, so I'm assuming that means he wants the Spoken Heart one again? Okay, a little defense. A little strength. And a whole lot of charisma. Maybe he'll actually talk to us this time. A Spoken Heart just for you. Maybe it will help you find more words. Good attempt. Perfectly drinkable. Might make me come back for more. Might not. Thank you. Enjoy. Charming. Rogues. Oh, we got a vampire and a dwarf. Careful. You'll step on my cape. Oh, shush. Did his slime... Didn't their slime get all over the dwarf? Like, what? Why do they have this slime on their shoulder? Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? Not another one of those empty babblers. Would you prefer a different line? I can confidently say I'm all but empty. Yeah, let's go with that. That's what they all say. Seems like they've given you some more dialogue options than most, but that don't convince me just yet. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Of course not. Probably forgot to give you enough intellect. Would surprise me if there was actually a brain inside that skull. I'm sure there is. Have you checked? No, but I can assure you I'm different from your average background character. Sure. I must agree, you look much more delicious than they usually do. Thank you. Though I should let you know I'm not on the menu. Don't worry too much about him. He's a tad quirky. I see. The thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? Ah, my cape? Your cape? That's not his cape. That green fell on his shoulder is an ooze, or what's left of it. And the rest of it is on you? Aye. Pretty tough to clean off. May I ask how that happened? You just did. Maybe I can offer you two a drink in exchange for the story and your names. Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. I'm Sir Alfonso Luis Frederick Oh God, I'm not going to be able to say the last name. Duquette Dusang. It's long for Kyle. Kyle? Kyle. Well, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood. Or if you're out, I could also settle for something that tastes like blood. Or looks like it. Red is my favorite color. I'll look for something with red in it. Okay, so we have to give Kyle a red drink. Which I think would be the Southern Brawler. Because this seems more orange to me. And this is more red. Plus it's got the sword on it. So yeah, it would be the Southern Brawler. Ooh, I heard a werewolf in the background. Ugh, must mean Fable failed. A little charisma. Whole lot of strength. Some almost blood for you, sir. Oh, thank you very kindly. That looks delicious. It also tastes delicious. Very alive. Maybe as a chaser, you could let me have a bite. No. Okay. And to whom may I offer the second drink? Ray of Frost Grip. Nice to meet... Yeah. Skip. Just serve me something strong. Something that feels durable. Tough like a mountain or the caves of Ur. One of those frosted lagoons looks close enough. Coming right up. Okay, so she wants a frosted lagoon. So we need a little charisma. Little strength. And a whole lot of defense. It's first time making this one. A taste of Ur just for you. Valued customer number 2. Oh, are you hitting the placeholder text? Let me try. I see you are many things, but not a liar. Tastes like a pile of rocks, just how I like it. So, Rhea, Kyle, what about that ooze-filled story? Fine, guess you've earned it. Alright, picture me deep in the mountains of Dulvamere, with my trusty axe and a good drink by my side. There I was minding me own business, digging for the gold stuff, the good stuff, Hit a gold vein earlier, and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. Had a real big pile of gold. Then suddenly, this big ooze comes along and slurp, gone it was. Kyle's face. This is a very boring story. Perhaps we could go looking for my cape now? It's nearly sunrise. And? The sun kills ye. Oh, right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Yes. No. Oh. Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but when that ooze slurped me gold, I had to do something. So he took me shovel, and dug and hit and dug and hit until there was nothing left of the ooze anymore. Well, almost nothing. So did you dig out your gold? Silly food. She dug out me. And guess what he was clinging on to? The gold? Oh yes, a big gold nugget. Should be enough to get me to Barovia. And perhaps it can even get me a dandy new cape. I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal. Ah, we did? Please allow me to ask a question. What was that deal again? I get you to Barovia so ye can participate in your fancy vampire banquet, and in return I get the gold. But what about my cape? Where did you last see your cape? Don't even bother. It's a lost cause. We looked everywhere on our way here. Fought cursed chest, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. And I started to wonder where in his life did this man put his cape? Where everyone puts their cape. Do you know where I put me capes? Where? In a wardrobe. Oh. So you can wear it inside the wardrobe, Liam? What? No. Cal, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you. We could? Phenomenal. I could put out a quest for you, but for that we'd need a little more information. Good luck with that. First, I need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready to go to the annual vampire I'm going to say bouquet again. Good Lord. Banquet hosted by Lord Strut of Barovia. While getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape. My first thought, of course I cannot find it. The Cape of Invisibility is playing tricks on me. It's quite moody sometimes, which is truly unfortunate when you want to wear it for an important event. We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course. Then when was the last vampire event you wore your cape to? My wedding. Your wedding? When I married my sweet Evelyn, I simply had to wear my most treasured cape, to show how important she was to me. Evelyn? The vampiric Countess Evelyn residing in Morrow Castle? That would be her. Congratulations. Are you still married? Of course not. I hate her, every inch of her body. Turns out she just wanted... Spit it out, Leech. Oh. What? My cape. Ah, rats. Here we go again. My sweet Evelyn stole my cape. What now? That little, mean, vicious, beautiful beast. Her, that thief of thieves, robbed me of my most precious possession. Wouldn't that be your heart? No. I had it taken out centuries ago, but my cape, I could never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn. How could you do this to me? I trusted her with all I had. That's rough, buddy. Perhaps Innkeeper, that's your name, right? Sure, no. I'm gonna say no. Oh, my deepest apologies. What is it then? I don't think it's time for that yet. Names are valuable currency, after all. For some nights, indeed. But you mustn't be so mysterious to a new friend. All my friends call me Innkeeper. In that case, I shall not disrespect your wishes. Well then, Innkeeper, do you think there's a courageous adventurer out there brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid that my sweetest Evelyn will kill me on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yes, I think we can find such an adventurer. We're setting up that search right now. So, where could a brave adventurer find Morrow Castle? Deep past the abyss of dread, at the foot of a mountain range that looks like a witch's bosom, towers the mansion of my dear Evelyn, Queen of Darkness, Temptress of Men, Flamenco Champion of 1467. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with their life. But be wary, she bites. And she may be invisible now. Alright, I think I've got everything I need. I'll write up a quest for you. I'm sure you'll have your cape back in no time. I hope so. That reminds me. Not another cursed monologue. And keep quickly. Another drink. I don't think I can make it through another tale of woe without some artificial stamina. I need another lagoon. I'll see what I can do. Okay, so we're making another frosted lagoon. Need some charisma. Some strength. And defense. Somewhat good stamina for a valued guest. Let me try it. You got it right again. I might even last till dayfall with this. Kyle, would you like another drink as well? No, I cannot drink now that I am consumed with thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so. Everything ails ye. The whole way here you were complaining about having to walk. My bat form doesn't work like it used to. I'm out of practice and the slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. And my back is all itchy. By the dragons, could it be because you insisted on sunbathing? Oh, right, Innkeeper. Do you have a drink to protect me from the sun? Perchance something that would also moisturize my delicate skin? I'm afraid not. Oh. That reminds me, my Aunt Mathilda used to harness the power of chimera saliva for sun protection. A chimera? A beast made out of several animals. Got 3 heads and all, made by the dragons to guard Gaia. Likes to eat people for breakfast. I'm aware, I just didn't know its saliva could be so useful. Ah. If only I hadn't eaten the delectable bear chimera in the Scarlet Caves, I could have used it for a sample of its saliva. I'm sure that would have gone over well. Actually, I might know where to find one. Really? Will you get it for me then? No. Oh. What? What are you looking at me like that for? Miss Frostgrip, dearest Rhea, perhaps we can alter our deal. Oh, nay, forget it. I ain't going. With nothing on me but a shovel and an ooze goop, I'd be no match for such a beast. No problem. I can make it another quest for my trusted board. And when will it be done? Tell me, when can I walk among mortals in the glistening sunlight once more? As soon as a fearless adventurer picks it up and succeeds. Especially that part. Splendid. Did you hear that? A quest just for me. Let's leave it at 2. Say, Innkeeper, while we wait for someone to do his work for him, do you perhaps have a room or two? Possibly a room without sunlight. Wouldn't want Snow White to go up in flames over there. Sure thing. I've got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay there. How much? You can pay when you leave. Grand. Seems like they gave you more personality than usual. Keep it up. Maybe you'll become a real girl one day. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature. I like the vampire. He was fun. Okay, so I think we can actually put quite a few together. So quirky vampire is looking for his cape. He seems a bit confused, wanted to go for a stroll in the sun. At the foot of the witch's Wrath Peak resides Countess Evelyn and the vampiric temptress of men. Be wary of invisible threats. I think I know somebody who'd try to go after that one. Okay, the vampire last saw his cape on his wedding day before he was wed to Countess Evelyn. Okay, so hey there, Evelyn. On a mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at the Wayfarer's Inn. After steady questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that he lost his cape at his wedding, where his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch's Wraith Peak. Venture to the peak and dare to retrieve the long-lost cape, but be aware she might be invisible. Okay, and then let's see here. Probably with the Chimera. So according to the Amaranthian Hydra, Chimera's hatred for mice is universal truth, or maybe it just rhymed with ice, who can say. The one thing that stands a chance against the grueling curse of the sun is Chimera saliva, apparently his source, Aunt Matilda, a vampire. And a wyvern resides in Quag Mangrove. Adventures beware, you might be on the menu. That's a Chimera, yeah. So that goes together. Until sunrise, deep in the Quag Mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are a valuable treasure to any alchemist, its saliva even more so. As it happens, a certain vampire may be able to use the rare saliva to produce a sunscreen so effective that even he could walk in broad daylight. Is there any adventurer, or mouse, brave enough to confront the beast, the chimera, not the vampire, and bring back a bucket of saliva? Okay, feed our little buddy. Clean up. And blow out the candles. Ending our day. Okay, Act 1, The Wayfarer's Inn. 3, New Friends and Former Enemies. 59 of the Wake. Alright, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. We got through 2 days. One part was still with the tutorial. Well, technically, 2 parts were, because first chapter is, and then the second one, about half of it was, and then the rest was all new. So I hope you're enjoying Tavern Talk as much as I am. I really enjoy games like this, the casual kind of setting. I love the fantasy setting to it. I was so excited when I saw that because I've played Coffee Talk. I'm still playing Valhalla, but this one, I just had to play it the minute I found out that it came out. So leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of some of the characters, maybe who might be taking the next quest, because I'm sure we're going to meet some new people. Leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.